And may this Dvar Tora will be also in his memory. I spoke yesterday about the end parts of Parshat Shelach. We know the main story is the story of the spies, the story of the Meraglim. But we have some more parts in our Parsha that we're really asking, what's the connection? Why to put it here and not, any other place in the Torah? Yesterday we explained the offerings that next to the sacrifices. Today I want to speak about two short stories that come in the end of our Parsha and see what we can learn from them. Again, all of this is according to what I heard from Rav Amnon Bazak from Yeshivat Agush. He's a great scholar in learning Tanakh generally. So there's a very short story just before the Parsha ends about someone who's collecting woods. What's the problem with that? He's doing it in Shabbos, which is a melacha. It's something you do, and we're not supposed to do it in Shabbat. So the people are seeing that, the Bnei Israel seeing that, and bringing that person to Moshe, telling him, what we need to do with him. Like, we're not so sure, because generally we know we need to keep Shabbat. Is it something we need to do, we don't need to do? And Hashem said, that man should die because he didn't keep Shabbat. Now, even though Rashi explains, like Rashi on the beginning of the Parsha says, that's like something bad of Bnei Israel, because they were able to keep only one Shabbat correctly, and then on the second Shabbat, immediately someone already broke the rules. Rabbi Bazak says something beautiful about that. The Parsha, the part of the someone who collect wood starts, Vayu Bnei Israel bamidbar. Bnei Israel were at the desert. Now it's very rare that we're not saying where they were. Like usually during Sefer Bamidbar, we're renaming the place. But this Parsha starts with Bamidbar, generally in the desert, like who knows where. And he says something beautiful about their emotional situation of Bnei Israel at that time. They're just being founded. Hashem just realized, or Moshe announced them, that because of the sin of the spies, you're not getting to Eretz Israel. That's it. You're no longer going to get the merit of getting Eretz Israel. The next generation will. But you guys going to die in the desert. You're not going to get it. So one would think, Hashem, what's the reason? All the goal of getting out of Egypt and give us the Torah and everything was for what? Bringing us to Eretz Israel. So now that you're not giving us this, so, okay, never mind. So let our kids give the Torah. Why we should do that? And that's something beautiful of Bnei Israel, even though they were in this situation, knowing you're not going to get there. You're not going to get the promised land. They're still saying, it's enough important for us. When we see someone doing something like that, we're going to bring him to Moshe, and we're going to make sure we're keeping your rules. And as a continuation, the last part of our Parsha is the Parshat of Tzitzit, the obeying of wearing tzitzit every day. That gives there's a lot of other explanations, but the explanation that Rabbi Bazak suggesting is exactly this. What is tzitzit? Tzitzit is exactly a mitzvah that it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you're in Israel or in America or in Colombia or whatever, you still need to wear it every day to remember Hashem, something that reminds you the connection between Hashem and the mitzvot with any connection to where you are. So if we spoke yesterday about the meal offerings, that says, you remember I said that if you were here, the word kacha, exactly like that. After the Meraglim, the spies were questioning about Hashem's shlichut, we're saying, okay, we're going to do exactly like that. So maybe the Parsha of the wood collector and the tzitzit tells us, it doesn't matter how you do it, and it doesn't matter where you do it, you need to follow Hashem and listen to Him. So, I think that's a beautiful message. Also to fix this Meraglim eventually there's a lot of explanation, but one of them was, they doubted it. They went there to Eretz Israel and they doubted Hashem promised that they'll be able to follow that. So by us doing what Hashem obey us, just as it is, and wearing the tzitzis, remembering our connection to Hashem, we're basically saying, you know what, Hashem? We trust you. Whatever you're going to bring us, we're good with that. So may we'll bring comfort to all of us.